Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming. So today, this is almost kind of like a joke video, because I'm going to make a kind of partially serious, partially funny point. So firstly, I'm in Pathfinder War of the Writers. If you watched any previous videos, I was playing Pathfinder Kingmaker. I played it a lot, and I posted a lot of videos to the channel. In the end, I kind of got frustrated by things. You can go back and watch those videos. I won't go into it. But I decided to start playing Pathfinder War of the Writers, and I've got quite a little bit in, not that far, got past the first chapter. It's a very different kind of game to Kingmaker. I will go into that maybe at another point, I don't know, but I'm in this game at the moment to make the point of this video, which is this game, as is Pathfinder Kingmaker, is what I would call a Google game. Now, a Google game is not, although there are Google games, it's not a game you buy in the Google store, it's not a game you can download from Google particularly, it's a game that you have to Google, because if you don't, you won't know what's going on. And this is very much a Google game. If you think of games like XCOM 2 is one, Rage 2 is another, which is not a turn-based game, but they're games that you don't really ever need to like check online or look up a video on YouTube or Google question, because you can play them without any kind of help. There may be little bits where you might want a little bit of help, but you don't need it. And then there's games where you really can't get through the game without Googling, because the systems are complicated. There's loads and loads of decisions that if you don't make the right decision at a certain point, and sometimes they don't seem important, you can screw up your whole game in the future. And sometimes the systems are confusing. This game has a lot of systems. If you're not used to playing not just turn-based games, but Pathfinder game, this is not going to be simple to pick up. And then even from the beginning, there's little things that happen, and if you do the wrong thing, or if you don't do one thing or do another, or make one decision, you can mess up your whole future campaign. And 70, 80 hours down the line, you can be like, oh my God, if I'd only done that when I was 5 hours in. So it's a Google game. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it will be interesting to think about these games long before you could check on the internet to see what to do. But it's not a bad or good thing, it's just an observation that I think you have to be in the mood for a Google game. I mean, this game, Pathfinder War of the Writers, I've been playing maybe 2 or 3 days off and on, and I've had to Google it quite a lot of times. One, to find out systems, how something works, how you do something, and secondly, just to see if there's a choice I made or didn't make, or something I didn't do that was going to affect the whole rest of my game. Because from Pathfinder Kingmaker, I know that things you do can completely mess up how it goes later on. I don't want to get, like I said, 80 hours in and find out that something I did at the beginning has completely messed up my chance of doing it well. So it's a Google game, and you have to be in the mood for that. You really have to be in the mood to have a game where, I think there was one night, which made me think of this actually, there was one night where I think in the space of an hour or maybe less, I had to Google at least 3-4 times different game systems or choices. And I know that in a sense, like in many games, like in Cyberpunk and things, you make Witcher, you make choices, and the choices are fun. You don't want to know the results because the choices will affect the outcome of the game, and sometimes that's part of the game. But that's fine in some games, but I find, and having played Pathfinder Kingmaker, I find in especially in these games, and there probably are others, I can't think of them, that if you make a choice that can actually mean you can't properly complete the game, if you go back to watch any of the Kingmaker videos, or if you watched any of them, where you don't have one of the advisors you need, you actually can't do certain quests at all. It completely ties your hands. So I think that's a different thing. It's good making choices and not knowing the outcomes. That's fun. But it's not necessarily fun to not have a character or make a choice that kind of ruins the rest of your game, and then you can't really complete it properly. So you have to Google. You would know this if you kind of play Kingmaker, or if you start playing this, you'll have to Google just to next some of the systems, unless you really understand this kind of game, or are very smart and much smarter than me. So it's just interesting, and I think you definitely have to be in the mood for a Google game, because once you've Googled, as you know if you've ever Googled, and I'm sure everyone that is watching this has, you Google and you'll get different answers on Reddit and YouTube and everywhere else, and Steam, and you have to pick through sometimes contradictory explanations of what you're trying to do. So I think you have to be in the mood for Google Games. There's nothing wrong with them, but they're inherently a different level of time consuming, because you're not only playing the game, you're also having to spend a lot of time sometimes in going to check out how to do things, what decisions to make, how to do certain systems, how you do this in the game, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, that's just what I want to say. So Google Games, yeah, not a game made by Google, but a game that you have to Google often. Anyway, thanks for watching Guess Again Gaming. Till next time, take care for now.